Hi folks, welcome to another video by the brilliant Expattaffy titled Moon Hoax, How Can They Claim This LEM is Genuine and on the Moon? Now, what we're going to be doing here is taking a more thorough look at the Apollo 11 LEM. And we're going to thoroughly examine it. Here it is here, folks. Apollo 11 LEM AS11-40-5927. And we're going to thoroughly examine this photo and decide if it's genuine and taken on the moon or is it fake. Now, I've dealt with this LEM in other videos in the past, so you may ask, why am I dealing with it again? Well, the reason for that is despite the irrefutable evidence that it is fake and never landed on the moon, we still have a lot of nutters who want to dispute that. Nutters such as Brian Pop Robson, Cornelius Crew, Bertie Slack, another Paul White that I have dubbed Paul the Pratt, and quite a few others. So what I'm going to do here now is do a real thorough examination of this LEM and prove without question it is fake and never landed on the moon. And just remember, if the Apollo 11 LEM is fake, that means all the other LEMs are fake. If the Apollo mission is fake and never happened, then neither did any of the other missions. So let's get down to examining this photo, shall we? Okay folks, what we've got here now is that Apollo 11 LEM, and as you can see, I've arrowed in 8 serious anomalies that cannot be explained. Now let's get this straight, folks. If you take your camera, go outside, take a photo of anything outside, then I don't care who the hell the expert is, there's nobody can prove that that photo of yours is fake and was not taken with a camera. You'll have some faults with it maybe, such as you got the focusing wrong, you got the lighting settings wrong, or you haven't got the camera level, or you've cropped off the top of your mate's head. But they are just simple errors. They are not proof of fakery of the photo. When you've got such a photo as that, I don't care who it is, nobody in the world can prove you didn't take that photo with a camera. But that's not the case with every single photo in Apollo. What you got here that I'm going to show you here, these 8 errors are errors that cannot be explained other than the fact that they are fake. Nothing else. It proves 100% that the photo is fake and could never have been taken with a camera on the moon. Now, we'll go through all these errors I've got arrowed here one by one. And let's take a real close look at them, shall we? The first one is 1 and 2 we'll look at here now. And here they are. Now, what I want you to notice here with this 1 and 2 is, first, look at the horizon. You've got rocks on the horizon, okay? Another thing, for number 1, look at the LEM shadow. The LEM shadow is practically touching the horizon. Now there is another serious error here which we will come to later on. You've got to see it first. But there's the first step, 1 and 2, rocks on the horizon and the LEM shadow touching the horizon. Okay, let's now take a look at this one, AS11-40-5961. Now it's supposed to be the same LEM, and the photo is taken from around about the same direction as the other one. As I've shown the mentally insane Bertie Slack in the past, this photo is fake for many reasons. One big one here being the astronaut's shadow. It is fake, it is black airbrushed in, it will not brighten up. It's not a genuine shadow of an astronaut. But let's take a close look at this photo, shall we? Let's take a closer look at it. Now, here's a cropped version of that LEM. And look at the blue arrows I've got on the left. We're dealing with now the horizon. As you can see here, no rocks on the horizon whatsoever. And look at the other arrow showing the distance between the horizon and the end of the LEM shadow. It's now grossly exaggerated compared to the last photo. And what I've done for you now with the next photo coming up is giving you a comparison between the two. Just take a look at them here. Now, according to the NASA nutters, the distance there is simply perspective, or, and as another one, Screwball Screwy stated, it's terrain. Now, how does that explain the vast difference in these shadows here, folks, to the horizon? Terrain, he says. Okay, folks, we're back now with this photo here showing all the errors in that photo. And what we're going to be looking at next is error number 3. Now, what you're going to see here is what makes Expattaffy a genius at analyzing Apollo photos. Expattaffy is going to display his special technique of discovering all the errors in the Apollo photos. Now, genius being a word that really infuriates all the NASA numbskulls, especially one Luke S., who's nothing more than a sock puppet for another idiot, Cornelius Crew. Now, folks, my technique for analyzing these photos is I do not stick to one photo. I examine a number of photos, one or two before the one I'm concerned with, or a couple after, and look for similarities or anomalies. Make sure that what's in one will be in the other. And that's what we're going to do here now, because we're going to take a look at another photo coming up, which is showing the LEM shadow. And take a look at it here, folks. Here it is. It's AS11-40-5905. Now this is supposed to be the shadow from that Apollo 11 LEM. And just look what we've got here. Now, first thing I want you to notice here is you can see a shadow from the flag. Not really a shadow. It's fake. It's airbrushed in. It's not a genuine shadow. It's airbrushed in. And proof of that will be coming up in later photos, as you will see. But let's take a cropped section of this photo. There you are. I've cropped the very end of the shadow. And let's take a look at what we've got here. Now, what you've got here is rocks on the horizon, which we've seen earlier, and we've got two massive rocks in the end of the LEM shadow, something we never had earlier on. And another thing here, what you can see here is a whistleblower's clue by Kip Teak. It's what I call an eye catcher. It's where he puts an eye, a white patch with a black pupil. An eye. That's an eye catcher telling us, examine this photo because there are errors in it. And there you are, folks. There's Kip Teak's eye catcher. I brightened it up for you to see it. A white patch with a black round pupil. An eye catcher. It's his way of attracting your attention to say, examine this photo because there are errors in it. It's not a genuine photo taken on the moon. And more coming up. Can you see the rocks? You've got two big rocks sticking out of the end of the LEM shadow. Okay? Now you didn't have that earlier on, as you can see here. Here you are, the shadow from the first photo I showed you. You've got the shadow touching the surface, the horizon. You've got the rocks on the horizon. But where is Kip Teak's eye? And another thing, where's the two big rocks in the end of the shadow, folks? The two big rocks have disappeared. Now, if this is supposed to be a genuine LEM on the moon, whichever way you take the photo from whatever position of the camera, the shadow should be exactly the same and have the same detail. Well, as you can see, it is not. It has not got the same detail. No eye and no two big rocks in the end of the shadow. 100% fake, folks. Total CGI. Not a photo taken on the moon. Now, another thing with this photo here, something you haven't got in any of the others, is this big round boulder on the horizon. I wonder if that's what Kip Teek's eye is looking at. What he usually does, when he puts an eye, he puts the pupil looking in the direction of what he's trying to tell you. And as you can see, the pupil in his eye here is looking up. It's at the top of the eye. So I would say, he's saying, look at that round boulder over there. It shouldn't be there. It's not in any other photo. Okay, we'll look at the next anomaly now, which is anomaly number 4. And what have we got there? Something at the bottom of the lander leg. And here it is. It's the landing sensor. There is no shadow from that landing sensor at all, folks. It should be going parallel with the LEM shadow. The LEM is vertical. The landing sensor is vertical. It should be going exactly the same direction as the LEM shadow, folks. But there is no shadow there. Okay, folks, we're now with the next anomaly, which is anomaly 5. As you can see, I've got an arrow pointing to the boot of Buzz Aldrin. So what is that boot showing, folks? Well, there it is. If you look at that boot, he's supposed to pick his foot up, but there's no boot print under his boot. And here it is closer again. No print under at all. And the reason for that is this Buzz Aldrin is simply copied and pasted. The photo is CGI. But mark my words, folks, what will be coming up in the next couple of weeks. Now, folks, when the brilliant Expattaffy displays irrefutable evidence of fakery, such as this boot showing no boot print, what we get in the next couple of weeks is links. Links provided by this Pratt here. Paul White, I've dubbed Paul the Pratt. He usually comes up with an explanation for anomalies in new links made by NASA. So don't be surprised if this Pratt comes up with a link in the next 2 or 3 weeks claiming that Buzz Aldrin sprained his ankle and he couldn't walk tidy. He could only walk tiptoe on his right boot. And what he's done here, he's tiptoed and he's just put his toe in the ground. And that will be NASA's explanation for no boot print under the boot. Mark my words, that will be coming soon from this idiot Paul the Pratt. Now, folks, we come to the next anomaly. Anomaly number 6. You can see the flagpole sticking up top center of the photo, but there is no shadow from that pole, and there will be no shadow from the flag, as you will see. Now, don't you remember an earlier photo I showed you where I said there's the shadow of the flag? Now, where is it here, folks? Now, the numbskull Paul the Pratt says he can see the shadow from the flag. So let's have a look at it coming up, shall we? Here we are. We are with this one, AS11-40-5961. And there you are. As you can see, there is no shadow from that flag at all. It should be parallel with the solar wind instrument shadow. But it is not there. But that Pratt, Paul the Pratt, claims he can see it, folks. There you are. There's the parallel lines showing where the flag shadow should be. And Paul the Pratt claims he can see it. So what about you, folks? Can any of you see a flag shadow in this photo here coming up? There you are. Can any of you see a shadow from the flag? Well, the mentally insane Paul White, Paul the Pratt, claims he can see it, folks. Now, you can't have an object without a shadow, you can't have a shadow without an object. There's more proof, irrefutable evidence, the photo is impossible to have been taken with a camera. Here you are, folks, we're back with the anomalies photo. 5927. And now we're going to look at anomaly number 7. It's something at the bottom of the lander leg. Any of you know what it is? Well, take a closer look at here. It's a piece of foil, rectangular foil or square foil, that's supposed to have fallen from a cross member above. And amazingly enough, it landed so that it's sticking up. Not falling over, it's sticking up. But look what you've got in it, folks. Look what you've got. A wonderful whistleblower's clue by Kip Teague telling you it is fake and not on the moon. Look what you've got on this piece of foil, folks. You've got 2 white eyeballs with black pupils in the center of them and a nose and a mouth. You've got a face on that. And according to the mentally insane idiot Cornelius Crew, it's nothing but pareidolia. And here it is, slightly brightened up for you to get a better view of it. Well, folks, do any of you think that is pareidolia? And what I've done here for you, I've combined the 2 legs from the same LEM, different photo numbers. On the left is 5962. It's showing the foil there, but you can't see the eyes on it. And on the right is 5927. Really clear, very distinct, folks. Now, if it's the same LEM, it should be showing the same detail. But as you can see, it is clearly not. Definitely not taken with a camera on the moon, folks. So, here we are back with that anomalies photo, and we look at number 8. And what number 8 is pointing to is something important down at the bottom corner. Now, most of you won't know what it is, but there's usually a black mark of a very distinct pattern down by there. In this one, it's missing. It's not there. Now, according to the mentally insane Bertie Slack, these marks are shadows from the retaining clips on the receiver plate in the camera. And his previous explanation for these marks was NASA hired a technician to put a blob of paint on the plate in the camera to identify which camera took which photo, and that blob of paint cast a shadow. The man is an idiot. Now, what you can see here, I've cropped the bottom corner of that photo, and I've drawn a yellow, placed a yellow arrow directly down through the crosshairs, the exact position where a bottom black mark should be. Now, according to the mentally insane idiot Bertie Slack, these marks are on every photo that's got a receiver plate with the crosshairs. Well, as you can see, there is no mark here. The man is insane. The brilliant Expattaffy has disclosed that these marks are deliberately designed and deliberately copied and pasted in onto the finished photo by Kip Teague. But there are many photos that he never got round to putting them on. Now take a look at the next photo coming up. This is exactly the same photo, only it's out of another NASA site. It's from the Apollo Image Atlas, and as you can see, it's got a black mark. And here's a comparison between the two. The Apollo Image Atlas on the left has got the black mark. The Apollo Lunar Surface Journal photo on the right has not got the black mark. So that proves Bertie Slack is talking through the back of his head by claiming these marks were put on there on the moon by the camera receiver plate. The man is an idiot. And again, folks, we have this mentally insane prat, Paul White, that I've dubbed Paul the Prat, trying to cover up for NASA's errors by stating that the Apollo Lunar Surface Journal doesn't show the bottom mark because it's cropped out. Well, here's evidence that man is a mentally insane idiot. What I've done, I've close cropped the two photos for you to do a comparison. You can distinctly see the same rocks in both photos. Apollo Image Atlas, you can distinctly see the mark. And on the right, Apollo Lunar Surface Journal, there is no mark. And as you can see from my blue arrows, I've got a rock at the top lined up and two round rocks in the middle lined up. So, to say that it's simply being cropped out, the man is simply speaking through the back of his head. The man's a mentally insane idiot, the same as Bertie Slack. There you are, folks. There's that photo, AS11-40-59227, out of the Apollo Image Atlas, and you can distinctly see a black mark at the bottom. Now, folks, before I wrap up this video, one final stab in the back for NASA is, look at this photo, 5927, and Buzz Aldrin has got a pack open. A storage pack is open. He's taking equipment out of the LEM. And surprisingly enough, 34 shots later, 5961, it is closed. It hasn't been opened, as you will see. Now, folks, in the past, where the brilliant Expattaffy has revealed inconsistencies of the photo numbers, NASA changed their site and claimed the photos were not taken in the order, numerical order displayed on the magazines. They were taken time-related. Well, what I'm going to do here now is prove to you that that is a pack of lies as well. What I've done with this one here, 5927, I've included the time it's supposed to have been taken. Something that's impossible for astronauts to do on the moon anyway. How they could record time for every photo taken is complete nonsense, especially with darkened visors that they couldn't see their watch, and they couldn't transmit back, and they never could hold a small pencil to write down the time they took every photo. But look at the time here, it's 110:53. And look at this photo here, folks, AS11-40-5961. As I just said, 34 shots later, and they haven't opened up the storage compartment. It is still closed. And they can't say it was taken at any other time apart from the order it's given, because you can see the time here is 111 minutes. So, folks, according to NASA's record, and there's no getting away from it, whether you go time-related or number-related, what they are trying to tell us is they went from this photo, 5927, to this photo, 5961, which is 34 shots later in just 62 seconds. That works out around about 2 seconds per photo. Complete balderdash, folks. Completely impossible. More proof of NASA's fakery. There you are, folks. 8 serious anomalies in one photo. So the final conclusion can only be, folks, this LEM is fake and not taken on the moon. If this LEM is fake, then Apollo 11 is fake. If Apollo 11 is fake, then every Apollo mission was faked. NASA are liars. They never went to the moon, folks. End of story.